Hi. What is going on? Sorry, I got a phone call already. Hi. How's everybody doing? Y'all doing okay? Did you miss me? Oh, that's so sweet. You didn't miss me. No, I'm playing. So thank you guys so much. I almost forgot I need to stretch. So it's been a while since I've been gone. Woo. I go through life. Like, I don't sit here, my life is great, sit here in comfort zones and just tell y'all, oh, it'll be okay. No, bro, I go through a lot. It's been a hard summer for me. The entire summer has been hard for me. I went through, I went through 6 cars just this summer. Yes, I know everybody want to be a business owner, independent contractor and all of that, but it's things that come along with that, right? And then, we got a blue moon coming up tonight. Shout out to Hermes. You know the movie Hercules? You haven't seen the movie Hercules? The cartoon movie? Came out a long time ago. And Hermes was the color blue in that movie. So shout out to the blue moon. Timing is everything, right? It's also the 33rd week of the month. Now I think we're going into the 34th week of the month. Of the year, sorry. So during the 33rd week of the year, I get to go to Masonic Temple and see I don't even go there for the ring ceremony because I don't go there a lot. But I go there to speak at least once a year. And of course, this is the 6th ring that I got. One time I don't think I got rings for about 2 years or something. But yeah, this is my 6th Masonic ring, and I lost my last one this summer. Sorry. In June, getting my card out the mud that was stuck in the mud. So my other ring got stuck, but I'm on my 6th ring. So I'm happy about that. Shout out to my brotherhood. Shout out to the sisterhood of the Eastern Stars, all of that shit. And speaking of that, shout out to Hermes Trismegistus. We're getting into this. So we already went live over the Kybalion, right? By 3 initiates, right? Written by the Masonic Lodge. Sorry, I'll be getting turned. Of Chicago, Illinois in 1912. So you already know the above and below, right? And I told you I need to take you through this book so you can understand every other series that I do. Okay, so years ago, we already went through the Kybalion. So you should understand the principle of correspondence, which talks about the above and the below. If you do not understand the Kybalion, it's going to be very hard to understand this book. Okay. This is also an initiation book. So let me put my seal on it. Oh, I didn't even come on camera like this. Boy, I tell you, it's been a long time. I'm kind of shaking. I'm nervous. My palms sweating. Y'all know I like that shit. Now I forgot what I was saying. So, this is written by Hermes Trismegistus. Sorry, I get so happy. Also known as Loki. Also known as Hermes. Mercury. Right? So he goes by 3 names, right? I know I'm about to get into this. Just let me get through my little introduction stuff, okay? So he goes by 3 names, right? We got Hermes Trismegistus. Okay. We have Hermes, right? The Greek Hermes, right? And then we have the Roman Hermes, which is also / Mercury, right? So we got 3 names, and we got 3 names for the other series that we're doing, right? We got, right, Siddhartha. That's the Buddha series, right? His name is Siddhartha, right? And then we have Govinda, right? And then we have Gautama Buddha, which is who he's really known as, right? Being that this is the initiation book, that's what I was saying. Let me put my seal on it. That's what I was saying. And this seal is the same seal I put into the Essene series. Please don't listen to this series if you don't take it seriously. Just like the Kybalion and really every book that I go live over, it's not for play. It's not as a game. But this book right here is, let's call this an initiation mastery book. So, master is the third step. So it's a hard book. It's hard to get through. You'll see what I'm saying. It's very wordy. But I think I still got it. It's kind of like when an artist, music artist, or a actor comes out with a new movie. They're hoping that the people still like it. They're hoping that they still like it. They're hoping that they still do it, real good. So let's see if I still got it. I think I know I still got it. Other than that, school has started. Oh my goodness. Oh my God. Sorry. And we're in a Mercury retrograde. Like I said at the beginning of the live video, timing is everything. So I don't like going live doing a Mercury retrograde because it's hard for me to keep my thoughts in order. But I think I still got it. So you will be going through hell to the end of the month. And then this is a political year. So what month is it? It's August, September, October, November. We got 3 months, and please believe me, the show is on. I talked about this at the beginning of January last year. I said, go ahead and start putting your vibrations out there because it's going down. And what better? Last time it was BLM, white against black. This time they're putting out the propaganda. They got a black woman running against a white man. Lord Jesus. Wannabe black woman. Anyway, y'all know I don't get into politics. We above that. So, again, please don't listen to this book if you're not ready. If you're ready, then you're already listening to it because you wouldn't be here listening to it if you wasn't ready. Remember, nothing happens by accident. Y'all know I love to talk. I've been gone for a long time. I got so much to say, but I'm going to chill and let's go ahead and get into it. All right? Okay? Thank y'all for coming to see my nipples again. They missed y'all. Sorry. I said sorry. I got something else to say. Sorry. The lady that you hear in here, I think she has 50 mutual friends. She has a YouTube channel called Spoken Scriptures. I have went live over her before in the past, in the years. I think I sent her a friend request. So she should be on some of y'all's page. Like I said, it's 45 mutuals. So you probably heard of her. If you haven't, I will also put her the link to her Facebook page in the comments because her voice is the best. Even though it's so awesome, I sometimes have a hard time not falling asleep to it because it's so soothing. You see the little Mercury sign up there? That's not a female sign. That's a sign for Mercury up there. Please read my disclaimer in the write-up. And please don't just wash your hands, but wash your feet. And please pay attention to the footnotes that's in the write-up. All right, y'all ready? Okay. So this book is kind of scary. Just letting you know. Okay. But I think that it'd be good for people to put out, and this is for humanity's sake. So this is pretty big. But let me stop talking because I can talk all day, all night, and let's go. Here we go.
The Corpus Hermeticum.
Whoop!
By Hermes Trismegistus.
Hey, Hermes.
Chapter 1.
Sorry, I got happy.
Hermes Trismegistus, his first book. O my son, write this first book, both for humanity's sake and for piety towards God.
Hold up. He called him a name. Okay? You ready? Y'all know I'm part of the Essenes brotherhood, so, the Essenes call themselves sons of light. Right? I'm also connected to Hermes. It's the reason why I call myself a son of light. So you see that he addresses the son. This is a father talking to a son. And he's not talking to me. He's talking to you, everyone that's watching this. Okay? Because you are a sun. S-U-N. You are a shining bright light. You understand now? Okay. So this is for the sake of humanity and for piety towards God. That's what I'm doing this shit for. Just want to make that shit clear. Here we go.
For there can be no religion more true or just than to know the things that are.
Yep.
And to acknowledge thanks for all things to him that made them.
Okay.
Which thing I shall not cease continually to do so.
Me either.
What then should a man do, O Father, to lead his life well, seeing there is nothing here true?
Now, hold up. This is question and answers. You know, I also brung Socrates, which is the king of Q&A. He asked his father a question, and these questions that he asks him are questions that you would ask him because he's talking to you. He said, first question, so what is the point, basically, of living good, and how do you live a life here when there's nothing here that's true? Okay? Everything below is false. Everything above is true. I say it again. You know, I got to say it 3 times. 2 times for 2 ears, 1 time for your third eye. Okay? All right? Everything here is false. Everything above is true. Okay? So he's asking Hermes, what's the point? We went through this already in the Kybalion, remember? Remember? We said everything is and is not at the same time. And we said it's confusing because it's called a what? It's a paradox, and it's a divine paradox. We went through that whole chapter of the Kybalion. All right? So let's continue to listen of what is the point to this. Oh, let me talk about this also. He said there's no religion better than to know the things that are. So shout out to Gnosis. I know I got Gnosis written on my stomach here. Shout out to the Gnostics. It's in the write-up also. So we're not talking about religion as you would think religion is. Okay, so let's break down the word. It's okay, I just got to take you through it. It comes from the Latin word religory. Look at me trying to roll my R. Rediscovery, which means to bind, right? To unite. That's what it means, right? And that's why Jesus and other religions say making the two into one. Okay, you with me there? All right. So there's no better religion than to know the things that are. Okay, he's saying that if you know Gnosis and Gnostic books, which we also go live over, they don't call source. They don't call him really Father. They don't call him really God. They call him He Who Is. If you don't know what I'm talking about, please read the Gnostic book called Fides Sophia, which is where the word philosophy comes from. Okay, so, and if you watch the Loki series, it's a person in the series that is called He Who Remains. All right. So I'm not just making this shit up. It's right in front of your face. You just got to pay attention. But let's see what the point of all of this is. I don't want to talk too much.
Be pious and religious, O my son.
Okay.
For he that does so is the best and highest philosopher.
So the person that is religious, which is working on combining his soul and spirit, making the two into one, into his self. Okay. The person that does this is the highest philosopher. I don't want to get into gender of he or she. The person that does this is the highest philosopher. So we went live over some books of philosophy, didn't we? We went live over the Meditations by Marcus Aurelius. We got Gladiator, the movie Gladiator 2 coming out in a few months with Denzel Washington in it, right? We went live over Socrates, right? In the book called The Symposium, where we talked about love. We talked about the God of love. Okay. So we went live over philosophy for a reason. Because you need it. And in order to be the highest philosopher, you got to understand religion and piety. All right? Now, without philosophy, you won't understand religion and piety. He says it better.
And without philosophy, it is impossible ever to attain to the height and exactness of piety and religion.
That's what I said.
But he that shall learn and study the things that are, and how they are ordained and governed, and by whom, and for what cause, or to what end, will acknowledge thanks to the workman, as to a good father, an excellent nurse, and a faithful steward.
The workman? Did he just say the workman? Okay, well, let's go to my name on my Facebook page. And we're going to talk about this work. My last name is Work Tree. My real last name, according to my birth certificate, is Work Cuff. So it seems like that I got out of my cuffs and I'm really able to do my real work. But anyway, I changed my last name to Work Tree because I believe that this work is a type of trinity. So the workman, the architect, we're going to talk more about this next chapter in a chapter called Podmandrus or Polymander, which is a second mind who some people call the Demerge, but it's more than that. You have to give thanks to this workman and understand why everything has come into being and why and what for. Okay? And if you understand that, you will be giving thanks a lot. You probably give thanks a lot, don't you? All day long, I'm just, oh, thank you. Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you so much for that. Oh, thank you so much for this. I can't stop doing it. But that's the reason why, because I am able to understand what's going on around here. Whether it's good or bad, I'm thankful. Here we go.
And he that gives thanks shall be pious or religious. And he that is religious shall know both where the truth is and what it is.
Yes.
And learning he will be yet more and more religious.
More and more.
For never, O my son, shall or can that soul, which, while it is in the body, lightens and lifts up itself to know and comprehends that which is good and true, slide back to the contrary.
It can't.
For it is infinitely enamored by this, and forgets all evils.
So, now we're talking about the end of religion and piety. I know. You've been looking for the end of religion. I know. You've been looking for the end of piety. I know. You've been like, I've been going to church every Sunday. When is it going to stop? I've been pious and a good person. When is it going to end? What is the end to all of this? He just said what the end was. You wasn't listening. It's okay. I'll go ahead and break it down for you. He said that once a person understands where this stuff comes from, the truth of the matter of it all, and once you raise yourself into a higher thinking of the above, you know what I'm talking about. Each and every one of you listening to this know what I'm talking about. Who's ever watching, I can't see who's watching, but you know what I'm talking about. He basically said you can't come back down because you are basically addicted to this stuff. You can't return back to the darkness once you have the light of wisdom and knowledge. So that's why I say, hey, y'all, chill. Remember where you are. It's okay to play. It's okay to laugh. You know, I'm all about playing and laughing, but be careful because you exist higher than the masses. And we're going to talk about the masses and the public. You exist higher than them. So I know it's fun to get into the government conspiracies and all that, but remember, you think higher than that. All right. And I know you want to return to complaining about everything and having a problem with everything and everything. You're higher than that. Let the masses go and scream about how they're not satisfied with everyone and everything and all these situations around them. You make sure you think higher than that. Okay? So that way we can do what it said in the book. We can lead humanity and do this shit for the sake of humanity. All right? Here we go.
When it hath learned and known its father and progenitor, it can no more apostatize or depart from that good.
I just said that.
And let this, O son,
let this
be the end of religion and piety.
This is the end of it.
By which, when one arrives, you will both live well and die blessedly, while your soul is not ignorant whether it may return and fly back again.
So, you've been wondering. I know. You've been scared. Some of y'all just went to church yesterday on Sunday and was hoping and praying. You ain't tell nobody, but you was kind of shaking, hoping that when you die, your soul goes to heaven. You, in Jesus' name, hoping that you go to heaven. So, I just told you this is the end of that shit. Now, like you just heard, you can die blessedly. You can die in peace. Peace be with you. You can die in peace because you know, not for a fact, you know for a truth within yourself where your soul is going and it's not going to return here. You know this. All right? It's okay. You don't need to thank me. Thank Hermes. Here we go. After you listen to this series of the Corpus Hermeticum, whether you listen to me break it down or you read it for yourself, I guarantee you, and I put my life on it. So that means if I'm not telling the truth, I can die. I put my life on it that you will not question where you're going after you leave here and die. Yeah, I know.
For this only, O son, is the way to the truth,
yep,
which our progenitors traveled in,
yeah,
and by which, making their journey, they at length attained to the good.
The good.
It is a venerable way and plain, but hard and difficult for the soul to go in.
It's hard.
That is in the body.
It's hard.
For first must it war against its own self.
Yes.
And after much strife and dissension, it must be overcome of the part.
The part.
For the contention is of one against two.
One against
while
two.
It ascends.
Okay.
And they strive to hold and detain it.
Okay.
But the victory of both is not like.
Okay.
For the one that hastens to that which is good. But the other is a neighbor to the things that are evil.
I hear you, Hermes.
And that which is good desires to be set at liberty. But the things that are evil love bondage and slavery.
Okay.
And if the two parts be overcome, they become quiet, and are content to accept of it as their ruler.
I hear you.
But if the one be overcome of the two, it is by them led and carried to be punished by its being and continuance here.
Hold on, that's too much for him. It's too much. It's too much. Let's slow down their thinking. They got a lot of thoughts in their head. They got a lot of distractions. Let's just slow them down. Okay? All right. So, you got the 2 against 1. This is how you're rising. Okay? 2 holds you down. Your 1 lifts you up. This is how you are made of a trinity. Okay? The 2 want to hold you down here. Okay? That's the part of you that loves food. That's the part of you that loves to sleep. That's the part of you that loves to make money. That's the part of you that loves to buy things. That's the part of you that loves your friends and family. Those are part of you that wants to stay here. So a lot of people that really think they're not going to die, they don't get reminded until somebody like this goes live over something like this and reminds them, hey, you're going to die. Don't get caught up in the distractions. You're going to die. Right? So when you die, there's 2 forces that try to hold you here. Let's say they are the body, which is full of 5 senses that you should already raise above, right? In order to be spiritual. Being spiritual is raising above your 5 senses. Right? And then part of your soul. I would say that's the 2. Again, read this for yourself. Translate it how you want to. It's 8 billion people here. I'm not going to say my interpretation is the only interpretation you should listen to of this book. Okay? And you will see why I'm saying that in this same live video. All right? The 2 tries to hold you down here. Okay? All right? And let's also say that's the duality of yourself. I think that's easier for you to understand. That's a duality of yourself. Okay? That you're fighting with. This is why I tell people, stop saying, oh, all the killers and all the pedophiles and all the bad government officials need to die and burn in hell. You're tripping. And all the good people need to rule the earth and we need only peace. You're tripping. That's extreme positivity and extreme that you don't need that. Okay? So when they try to hold you down, when your duality tries to hold you here, you want to stay here because you want to do more good. You don't think you did enough here. It's too early for you to die. Whatever the fuck you're thinking, right? You have to know within yourself. That's the I am that we talked about in the Principle of Mental Gender from the Kybalion book. Keep up with me. Your I am of yourself should know, wait, this duality can't hold me down here. I don't want to be caught up in the duality of good against bad and good against bad. That's what you see every day. Remember, you're of oneness. So that oneness of yourself, which is the 1 against the 2 that he's talking about, should quiet your duality. The only reason your head goes into all of this of thinking that all this shit is bad and you all scared and anxious and every time you watch a political thing and Trump just got shot and all, that's because you haven't quieted it. Because if you become a part of oneness and you understand that everybody that that is part of life and everybody that is part of death. What I'm saying is everybody that does good in life and everybody that does bad and tries to kill people are still from the same single source. And that same single source is all good. So don't get caught up in the duality of it all. Or else, like he said, you're going to be held down here and you're going to have to return. Okay? All right? So don't return here. We got to go. I told you I'm taking you somewhere. I told you that 8 years ago when I first started going live. All right? Let's continue to listen.
This, O son,
this,
the guide in the way that leads thither.
A guide.
For you must first forsake the body before your death.
So this is what he also talked about. Forsaking the body before you die. See, Jesus didn't raise after he died, nor did Buddha, nor did Muhammad or anybody else. They raised before they died. If you heard him earlier, he said that the soul must fight against itself. Okay? And once it has won that fight, the part of the soul, because a part of your soul is mortal, a part of your soul is immortal. Once it has won that fight, it needs to return. Right? Let's continue to listen. Sorry.
Victory in this contention and difficult life. And when you have overcome, return.
That's what I was just talking about. It's a hard fight. And that fight is with your senses. It's okay. Let me just say this as an example. I fight with my senses. All right. I'm hungry like anybody else. I don't need to eat that much. You see what I'm saying? I don't need to get to the point to where I can't control my eating because I can't control the sense of taste. I don't need to. So I fight with that. It took me 12 years to stop eating meat. That's a big ass fight. Actually, in a few days, this would be my 5th year being vegan, vegetarian. You see what I'm saying? Long fight, hard fight, fighting with my eyes. I don't need the things that everybody else has, even though they might laugh at me if I don't have them. But shout out to this 2024 car. But still, I don't need that. Right? I don't need to hear certain things that's going to hurt my feelings. I don't need to feel certain ways. And I don't need to be led by my smells. I think you get my point. It's a hard fight. But you can win. And you will win. Listen to what I'm saying. You will win. We're not telling you how to fight. We're not telling you to be careful. You might lose. We're telling you that you will win because you wouldn't listen to this if you weren't ready for it. It's that dangerous. All right. Nothing happens by accident. Here we go.
But now, O my son.
Here we go.
I will by heads run through the things that are.
What?
Understand what I say and remember what you hear.
Listen. Listen to me. No, I'm sorry. Listen to Hermes. Okay? You just seen what I did. Every Mason that I come in contact with, that's the sign that I give them. That's one of our signs of how we know that you a G. Okay? Cut off that head. Off with your head! Sorry, I got turned. Shout out to Alice. A little blonde white girl. Sorry. Shout out to my white girl. So he said, now we're about to go through heads. We're about to go through the heads of things that are. Okay? So understand, this is called the Corpus Hermeticum. Okay? You know what a corpus is? A corpus is a corpse. Not dead, it's alive. All right? Now, listen to what I'm saying. We talked about this before. All right? We talked about the statues of Greek and Rome that only have heads. That's for a reason, remember? Remember, everything below the neck is a working. It's what's been attached to your Godhead. Okay? You with me? So when he say he's going over the heads of everything that is, that means he's going over the highest form of wisdom and knowledge. And then the rest of this book is going to be the body of it. It's going to be the corpus of it. Okay? Because from the neck on down is your corpse. Right? Like you can live without that. No, you can't, Will. Yes, you can. You can't move without everything from the neck down, but you can. What else do you need to do other than think? This is your Godhead right here. All right, so we're about to go through the heads of the things that are. Like he said, listen to what he's saying. It is hard. I'm going to break it down as much as I can. All right? You ready? We're getting into this book 1. This is for humanity's sake, baby. And I don't give a shit if I only got one view on the live video. I don't do this for that. Remember, it's the vibration that you're putting out that's powerful. Here we go.
All things that are moved,
okay.
Only that which is not is immovable.
Is immovable.
Every body is able to be changed. Not every body is dissoluble.
Okay.
Some bodies are able to be dissolved.
All right, that was quick. Hold up. Shit. So, of all the things that are moved, what does not move is immovable. Okay? So, in the below, everything moves. In the above, don't shit move. That shit is silent. It don't need to move. Okay? Bodies. Now, understand what I'm saying. He's going to break it down further. If you've already read this book, you know what I'm talking about. All right? So, air, wind, fire, water, or air, wind, sun, water, these are bodies. Okay? If you have a jar that's empty, it has a body of air in it. You with me? Okay. So every body can be changed. Okay? Because you can open up the jar and put water in it, fill it all the way up with water, and now there's no air in it. Okay? So every body can be changed. Okay, but not every body is dissoluble, which means that it doesn't dissolve. You dissolve. We're gonna go live through this in the next series with Buddha, how he dissolved himself, and I'm gonna correspond how I dissolved myself. How you fade away, right? Like when you die, you turn into bones. The bones turn into dust, and the dust dissolves. You dissolve, but not everything is dissoluble. But every body is able to be dissolved. All right, just listen. It'll make sense. Here we go.
Every living being is not mortal.
Okay.
Nor every living thing is immortal.
That makes sense.
That which...
Hold up. Every living being is not mortal. Every living thing is not immortal. I told you it's wordy. Okay? So... not every mortal being. So you can have a mortal being that's not mortal. You understand? Okay. So not every mortal being is mortal. Okay. Not every thing is immortal. So there are mortal things here. You can't say, oh, there's everything. Everything is not immortal. All right? Beings are mortal. Things are immortal, but not everything is immortal and not every being is mortal. I think that makes more sense.
To be dissolved is also corruptible.
That makes sense.
That which abides always is unchangeable.
Okay.
That which is unchangeable is eternal.
Is eternal.
That which is always made is always corrupted.
That which is made is always corrupted. Okay, he's about to say that which is only made once is not corrupted, and it doesn't change it to any other thing. It's an eternal living being. Okay, you're always made. That's why you're always corrupted. I'll say it again. You're always made. That's why you're always corrupted. Will, what you mean I'm always made? Well, shit, you got a mother, you got a grandmother, you got a great-grandmother, you got a great-great-grandmother, you see what I'm saying? Your great-great-grandmother made your great-grandmother, your great-grandmother made your grandmother, your grandmother made your mother made you. These are, you're constantly made. So if you go through all your line and hit, you'll see that your mom was corrupt, did corrupt shit, your grandma did corrupt shit, your great-grandma did corrupt shit, and your great-great-grandma did corrupt shit. That's because you're always made. Okay? That's because you're mortal. All right. Now, what's made once, which is immortal, is an eternal living thing. It's not corrupted. What you're learning now is words of incorruptibility. Okay. It's not going to stop you from being corruptible, which means that you can be corrupted. It's not going to stop you from being able to be corrupted. It's going to stop you from choosing to be corrupted, because now you have the words of incorruptibility. They call us sons of light the incorruptible ones. We're not able to be corrupted because we're sealed with truth and knowledge. If you want to know what seal mean? Google Hermetic seal. Shout out to the 7 seals of the Bible. Here we go.
That which is made but once is never corrupted.
I said
that. Neither becomes any other thing.
I said that.
Firstly, God.
Okay.
Secondly, the world.
Okay.
Thirdly, man.
Okay, we talked about this. We said that real knowledge and wisdom speaks in threes. We went through this in Marcus Aurelius. We went through this in Plato. We went through this in every live series. It speaks in 3s and 6s and in 9s. Shout out to Tesla if you really study it. Okay? And this shit is like over 10,000 years old. So I don't want to hear that this is new age or none of that shit. All right? We're going through the 3. You ready? As easy as 1, 2, 3, A, B, C. Shout out to Michael Jackson. Shout out to Michael Jordan with his tongue. All right. So, first, you got God. Second, you got the world. Third, you got man. Stop thinking of the solar system. Stop thinking of the other planets. We're going to get to all of that shit right in this book. How is he talking about the 7 planets in this book and this shit was 10,000 years ago? We're going to get to that. Right now, I want you to remember just those 3 things as we start off the book. Okay? Now, we're going to say what each of them is made for. Okay? The world is made for man, or mankind, men and women, and men and women are made for God. I know, you probably missed it. The world is made for men and women are made for God. Okay? That's how the 3 goes. Okay? So the world, you've heard this before, the world came into being because of you. So the world was made for mankind. This is the same things. So the world was made for you. Okay? But understand what you was made for. You was made for source, or who you call God. You weren't made for the world. So that's why Jesus and other teachers say, don't be of the world, because that ain't what the fuck you was made for. Okay? You was made for source. You was made for the good. Capital G. So you need to be good, lowercase g. All right? You with me? Okay. 3. 10. Hermes Trismegistus. All that shit.
The world for man. Man for God.
I just said that.
Of the soul, that part which is sensible is mortal, but that part which is reasonable is immortal.
So that's the 2 parts of the soul I was talking about earlier. I said it's one part of the soul that wants to keep you here, right? And then it's the senses that want to keep you here, and that's the 2 of duality that wants to keep you here. Okay? It's okay. We're going to talk about the rest of this. Don't be in a hurry to learn it all in one live video. Okay? So you are not just mortal. You're immortal. You're immortal, but you're not just mortal. I know it's a paradox. Just listen to what I'm saying. Okay? So your soul part of yourself, like he said, is immortal and mortal. You with me? Okay, so it has an immortal part and it has a mortal part of itself. Okay. Trying to see how to further maybe break this down, but I think we're just going to stay with that. And what we're doing right now is giving things to the immortal part of your soul. So your mortal part of your soul probably already left the live video if it doesn't want to hear it. You see what I'm saying? This is for your immortal part of your soul. All right? So don't think that your mortal part of your soul will love this, like it, understand it, or not. This is immortal shit. All right? Hope that makes sense. Here we go.
Every essence is immortal.
Yes.
Every essence is unchangeable.
So shout out to the Essence magazine. It's a black magazine. I just want to be racist. I can't stand that fucking magazine. But shout out to Essence. When you talk about the essence of something, you're talking about the power that can't be seen. That's your essence. Right? I think now they call it your aura type stuff, right? That's your essence. That's the part of God, the part of source, the part of yourself that nobody else knows. That's the unknown part of you. Okay? That unknown part of you that no one else is able to know, that divine part of you is unchangeable. It don't change. That's why I say you ain't got to work hard to go to heaven or hell or any of that. You are a unchangeable divine being. Don't let people tell you that you have changed and now you won't go into a divine, or you have to qualify for you don't have to qualify for shit. You already that, and it doesn't change, and it will never change. You're going through a mortal existence right now. Here we go.
Everything that is paired. None of the things that are paired stand still.
That makes sense.
Not all things are moved by a soul.
Nope.
But everything that is moved by a soul.
Yes.
Everything that suffers is sensible.
Sensible.
Everything that is sensible suffers.
Okay.
Everything that is sad rejoices also, and is a mortal living creature.
That makes sense.
Not everything that has joy is also sad, but is an eternal living thing.
All right. Yeah, I think they got lost there. So, understand the words that he's using, all right? So, if you're sad first, I don't give a shit who says, if you are sad first, then you have automatically, you're able to have joy. Automatically. It's not nothing anybody can do about it. Don't let nobody say, oh, I'm just sad all the time. They're lying because they're happy about something. It has to offset. It has to balance out. Okay? So everything that is sad is also happy. Now, anything that is sad first and able to be happy to help balance it out, hands down, is a mortal living being. So that's why he said, one that is sad is also joyful, and is an eternal mortal being. Sorry, I didn't say living being, mortal being. Okay? He said not everything, not being, everything, remember, immortal are things. Beings, mortal. Beings are operations. We're going to talk about that in a few minutes. Just hold up. Dang, now I lost my daggone train of thought. I lost it. Oh, I got it. So not everything that is joyful is also sad. So if you're joy first, you can't be, because you're immortal. Unless you tap into the immortal part of your soul. When you tap into the immortal part of your soul, you're going to know, because you're going to be happy first. And you will live as a immortal living being. Even though you're in a mortal state. And I know that's confusing. So I say it again. Everything that gets sad also gets happy and is an automatic mortal living being. But not everything that has joy is also sad. If it has sad first, it has joy. If it has joy first, it can be sad, but it doesn't have to. It can be sad too, but it'll have to be on a mortal side. It can choose not to be sad and be a immortal living being. I hope that makes sense. Basically, what I'm saying is the immortal realm does not get sad about shit. Does that make sense? Mortals get sad. And it's okay that mortals get sad because they have an opposite to it to offset them, which is joy. Here we go. I need to let y'all listen.
Not everybody is sick. Everybody that is sick is corruptible.
Corruptible.
The mind is in God. Reasoning or disputing or discoursing in man.
Okay.
Reason is in the mind.
Okay.
The mind is absent of suffering.
Shit, I have to break it down. It's going to confuse them. All right. So, everybody talks about the mind, right? Let my family tell it. Yeah, all my family, even my parents, they'll tell you, yeah, he done lost his mind. My response to them is, you don't even fucking know mind. And we're going to talk about mind in the next book of this series. Mind itself is going to teach us. Itself. Its name is Pomandres, Pomandres, let's say that. All right. We're going to go over that next. So that we're going to deal with the actual mind, because everybody used the word, and I'm like, you guys haven't even, you don't know what the mind is. So the mind is in God, or in source. Okay? You with me there? Okay. Reasoning, debating, and discoursing are the three words that was used is in mankind, or men and women. So men and women, okay, use reason. I'm sorry, I'm trying. Discourse and debate. Okay? Heaven don't do that shit. They don't do that shit. All right, that's us that do that. Okay? Source is just all mind. Okay? Now, what it's about to say is, no, let me let you listen. Sorry.
No thing in a body is true. All that is incorporeal is void of lying.
Uh-oh.
Everything that is made is corruptible. Nothing good is upon earth.
Nope.
Nothing evil is in heaven.
Nope.
God is good. Man is evil.
That's going to hurt. Nothing good is on earth, and nothing evil is in heaven. Source God is good. Mankind is evil. Ooh. So, all the things that you see here, just like Plato says, this is not just Hermes Trismegistus. This is not just Gnosticism or Hellenic Gnosticism is what they call this. Right? It's not just Hermetic. I forgot what I said now. Damn it.
Good is voluntary, or of its own accord.
I remember now. So if God is good, men and women are evil. This was written 10,000 years ago. And there's nothing here that's good. And there's nothing in the heavens or the mortal realm that's evil. Then you're going to see a lot of bad. In a dualistic way. You're going to see a lot of bad. All right? But remember, nothing bad really happens here. The only reason why men and women are evil is because they're not the capital G good. Source, or who you call God, is the only good. I know, that's hard. But Plato, everybody didn't speak. You weren't able to say, oh man, you're a good dude, or you're a good girl, or that's a good person. That was forbidden in public language. It was only one good, and that was who they replaced the word as God. They dropped one of the O's. All right? So being that nothing good happens here, and man is evil, what we're going through again is, what is the point of being here? That's why he asked the question from the beginning. So when you see people doing evil, you shouldn't be surprised. That's what our race is. And don't think evil as being so much bad. Think of it just as being the opposite of good. Just because the night is the opposite of day doesn't make the night bad. It's creatures that only come out at night. It's a whole new world at night. It's just different and opposite, totally opposite in polarity to the day. So being that you're mortal and you're totally opposite of the immortal, that's what makes you evil. But don't think of evil in a sense that you're just bad and fucked up. That's just how you exist. All right? Here we go. What happened? Oh no. Oh no. What happened? Oh gosh, I got a problem here. I hope I can correct it. I hope I can. I really do. Because this is going to be a hard one. All right, here we go. Let's try to correct this. Gosh. I tried. I think it's because my car is getting too hot, but I don't want to turn this up because then y'all can't hear me. I want to turn the air up because then y'all can't hear me. Let me try again. I'm going to die. Sorry.
Good is upon earth. Nothing evil is in heaven.
That was hard.
God is good. Man is evil. Good is voluntary, or of its own accord.
Okay.
Evil is involuntary, or against its will.
I can't see nothing.
The gods choose good things as good things.
Hold up. Can somebody comment real quick because I can't see anything. Okay. So the video is continuing. Can you say yes for me, baby? It's good having some help. Now I gotta wait till the comment populates. She might have said it. Oh, I hear hello. I see hello. I think I'm back. Yes, I got a yes. There we go. Now I forgot where I was now. Crap. Here we go.
Time is a divine thing.
All right, yeah. He said the things that the heavens make, thank y'all for the yeses, I appreciate it. The things that the heavens make are good. It said time is a divine thing.
Law is humane.
Law is humane.
Malice is the nourishment of the world.
What? Wait. Malice is the nourishment of the world? How is malice the nourishment of the world? Do you know what malice is? Malice is evil. That's what nourishes the world. That doesn't mean that we're bad. We're in a lower thinking of operation. So we're going to do lower thinking shit. Your dog, your cat, animals are at a lower thinking vibration than you. So they're going to do low vibrational shit. They're going to kill each other. They're going to tear up your shoes. They're going to do shit that you think that's bad or evil, but it's not really evil. They're lower thinking. You see what I'm saying? So that's how we're nourished by malice. All right. And being that we're evil, that's how we automatic go into the good. If we was already good, we couldn't be evil and wouldn't be no sense in doing none of this. But that's what the immortals do. But we are higher than the angels because we are mortal and we're able to think in the immortal. All right. Okay. So time is a divine thing. Malice is the nourishment of the world. That's funny.
Time is the corruption of man.
What the fuck? Sorry. Time is the corruption of man. We just said time is a divine thing. How is time going to be a divine thing and also be the corruption of man? We learned this in Greek mythology. The god of time, Kronos, he had to be destroyed. So even though Kronos was divine, he was the reason for some corruption. Shout out to Zeus. Shout out to Zeus' son, Hermes.
Whatsoever is in heaven is unalterable.
Okay.
All upon earth is alterable.
It's alterable. You see how he's doing above and below?
Nothing in heaven is enslaved. Nothing upon earth is free.
So, free will. Nothing on earth is free. But nothing in heaven is in slavery. See what I'm saying? So it's not that heaven is good because nothing there is in slavery. It's not that earth is bad because nothing here is free. Understand the above and the below of it. It works in a polarity. You can't have a place that is not enslaved, which means a place that's free, without a place that's not free. You remember what he said earlier, everything is in twos. Okay, everything. All right, here we go.
Nothing is unknown in heaven. Nothing is known upon earth.
Nothing is known here.
The things upon earth communicate not with those in heaven. All things in heaven are beyond guilt.
Wait, the things on earth do not communicate with the things in heaven. So you mean to tell me all the prayers that you've been praying, you don't communicate with the heavens? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. So who you been talking to? That's why I tell people, I don't know why you praying. You praying to yourself. You talking to yourself. When I pray to Hermes and I shout out to Hermes or I shout out to the mother or I shout out to Marcus or Buddha or any of that, I'm talking about the Buddha, Hermes, and all that shit of myself. Well, what you mean we're not able to communicate with the heavens? You're forgetting what's around you. You're forgetting what's around you. Now, you're able to get signs from heaven as far as what to do, but heaven don't need your help. Your dog can give you a sign to help you guide it, but you don't need that dog's help to live. You see what I'm saying? Let's continue listen.
All things upon earth are subject to reprehension.
Yep.
That which is immortal is not mortal.
So They only communicate with us. We don't communicate with them. They communicate with us. We communicate with ourselves and we think it's them. If we're trying to communicate there, they communicates with us. That's why we get visions here, right? So nothing immortal is mortal and nothing mortal is immortal. I know I said you're both mortal and immortal, but as a whole, you're mortal. I'm trying to see how to explain this. As a whole, you're mortal. Your soul is two parts, but as a whole, you are mortal. You are not immortal. You have the immortal piece of you. And that piece, that part, like he said, the one part that needs to be the two parts is what you're doing. But just understand, a part of you is immortal. But you are mortal. Okay? And what is immortal is not mortal at all. I know, it sounds simple.
That which is mortal is not immortal.
People don't get it.
That which is sown is not always begotten.
Okay.
But that which is begotten always is sown.
So when you talk about sown, you're talking about sowing. You're talking about the spinning of the thread. You're talking about the three fates, right? From the movie Hercules, right? Or the three fates in Greek mythology. They're spinning. They're sowing. They're sewing your life together, right? So it says what's begotten is not always sold. What is sold is not always begotten, but what is begotten is always sown. Okay? So some stuff might be sown. It's in a working, but it hasn't been begotten. You can't see it. It hasn't been born. Begotten means born. That's why they say he's the only begotten son, right? Jesus, the only begotten son, right? So everything that is sown is not begotten, but everything that is begotten is also sown. So stuff might be sown. I'm talking about the fabric of the universe is a sowing, right? Things might be sowed into the fabric of the universe, but it's never born, right? To where you can see it or know about it, right? But everything that you can see and know about is in the fabric of the whole universe, if that makes sense.
Of a dissolvable body, there are two times.
Okay.
One for sowing to generation.
Okay.
One from generation to death.
Okay.
Of an everlasting body, the time is only from the generation.
Okay.
Corruptible bodies are increased and diminished.
Okay, hold up. Because we're talking about generation, right? The G, right? We're talking about generation. So generation, as far as being mortal, is from sowing to generation and from generation to death. That's mortal. An everlasting body, which is not a mortal body, the time that it knows that it exists is only from a generation. Because something immortal does not die. So it doesn't have a time from generation to death. That doesn't happen in the immortal part. That happens in the mortal part. And they don't have a time from sowing to generation. They only exist in the time of generation. Hope that makes sense. Here we go.
Corruptible matter is altered into contraries, to wit, corruption and generation. But eternal matter goes only into itself and its kind.
So this is after death. We went through this part. We went through the different parts in the Gospel of Mary. We went through the different parts that your body will let go of as it rises, right? And what he's saying is those different parts that you let go of, that part of wanting to have sex and wanting to eat and wanting to do all of this human stuff, those parts go into contraries. Okay, they go into above and below. They go into the balance. They go into the contraries, right? So what's contrary to being fat is being skinny, right? So if you were skinny and you die, you go into that part of you, that skinny part of you, vibration goes into a contrary, right? So now it learns to be fat, just that part. It goes into a contrary, right? But it said eternal matter goes within itself and of its own kind. So when you die, you're not going to be mortal. You're going to be eternal matter, right? So you're going to go into yourself and into your own kind. So that means that where you go after you die will be something that is a place, a thought, an idea, that is comfortable for you, and is of your kind, which means that you go to a place that is of wisdom and knowledge like this because you're of that kind. People that don't read wisdom and knowledge, they don't think about wisdom and knowledge, they just want to work, take over, follow what everybody else does. They just goes into contraries. You see what I'm saying? They don't go within themselves, nor do they go into the eternal realm with beings or likenesses of light that think like them, because they didn't never think, if that makes sense.
The generation of man is corruption.
Yep.
The corruption of man is the beginning of generation.
That's hard. Corruption. The generation of man is corruption, and corruption is the beginning of the generation of mankind. I know. And you know I'm telling the truth because you know the Cain and Abel story, right? It started with corruption. That was the beginning of the generation of us, right? When Cain killed Abel, the two that got here, right? So when Abel was corrupted, that was the beginning of our generation. Now, this is before the fucking Bible. It's before the Bible, all right? And it's saying the same thing. Here we go.
That which reproduces or begets another is itself an offspring or begotten by another. Of things that are, some are in bodies, some in their ideas. Whatsoever things belong to operation or working are in a body. That which is immortal partakes not of that which is mortal. That which is mortal comes not into a body immortal, but that which is immortal comes into that which is mortal. Operations or workings are not carried upwards, but descended downwards. Things upon heaven do not advantage those in heaven, but all things in heaven do profit and advantage all things upon earth.
Okay, hold up, because I talked about this already, right? I talked about how you are operation and a working. You are operation. Operations are down. Operations are below. That's why I say you're not evil. You're operation, bro. You're working. Okay. And like I also said, right? A mortal body doesn't go into an immortal body. An immortal body comes down here. Nothing rises up there. They come down here. Okay? So the way that you rise is because you have an immortal, incorruptible light that you have embraced, knowledge and wisdom that you have embraced, that comes and saves you. It's an immortal thing that comes and saves you. But you just can't go up there. You see what I'm saying? You can't go from your mortal body up there. You have to get out of this body in order to do that. Here we go.
Heaven is capable and a fit receptacle of everlasting bodies.
It is.
The earth of corruptible bodies.
Corruptible bodies.
The earth is brutish. The heaven is reasonable or rational.
So if the earth is brutish and the heavens is rational, then when you don't act brutish, you're being heavenly. You should be reasonable. Remember, you're a lowercase g, good. You're a lowercase good. All right? Be good. I know you have the nature of bad. This is training. We're training you to be lowercase g, good. Same things you do with your dog. Your dog wants to bite, and it will bite. When it's small, it's gonna bite. And you say, oh, it's just a puppy. But what are you teaching it your whole life? How to be a what? A good doggy. Even though it has teeth and it has the nature of biting, and it's not wrong for biting, it's a fucking dog. You're putting it into training of how to teach that dog not to bite, but to be a good dog. Sorry if I start crying. So I know Sorry. I say this for my dark brothers, and I say this to them face to face. I said this to them face to face in the Masonic building just earlier today with these tears. I know you want to kill. I know you want to steal. Sorry. And I know you want to spread chaos. But you're a good human. And you're supposed to be a good human. And no worries, just like dogs. If the dog continues to bite everybody, continues to bite his owner, tear up his owner's house, bites the owner's kids, and a disgrace to the family and the household, that dog will go to another place where all the dogs bite and no one adopts it. If it continues to bite the people there, the dog will be put down. That's not because the dog was a bad dog. It's because the dog refused the training to be a good dog in the place of training. Because there's wild dogs that do shit that wild dogs do all the time and they don't get put to death. That's because they're not in good dog training. It's humans out there that do bad things all the time and nothing happened to them. That's because they're not going through what you're going through in your good training. So you take this good training and you listen like he said to what he said, and you be a good human. Because if you don't, you will get put in places where humans bite and they're not good. And if you still can't correct yourself under the master trainers, then you will be put down.
Those things that are in heaven are subjected or placed under it, but the things on earth are placed upon it.
Yes.
Heaven is the first element. Providence is divine order.
Shout out to Providence.
Necessity is the minister or servant of Providence.
To Providence? Okay, hold up. Necessity is the minister to Providence. Providence is the protection and care that Source gives you as you go through your life. Right, as I walk through the valley of the shadows of death, I should fear no evil. That's providence, right? But necessity feeds into that. So some things, even though God got your back, light got your back, by necessity, we talked about this in the series of Marcus Aurelius, things happen by necessity. Stop saying, oh, I don't know why this bad thing happened to me, right. It was necessary. So understand necessity. Here we go.
Fortune is the carriage or effect of that which is without order, the idol of operation, a lying fantasy or opinion.
A lying fantasy or opinion, the idleness of operation, is what fortune is. So fuck Fortune magazine, nigga. It's an illusion. People that think they're fortunate are in a illusion. Because the unfortunate truth is that this place is evil. And if they don't get out of that fortunate thought of thinking that they're good, it'll be bad. Here we go.
What is God? The immutable or unalterable good.
Okay, hold up. What is God? What is Source? The unalterable good, because remember, everything that is mortal or below can be changed or altered. Okay? He is the unalterable good. I'm not teaching from a Bible. God is good and all the time. God is good and all the time. I mean, God is good all the time. All of that shit. But who is man? If God, listen to the above and below in polarity. If God is the unalterable truth, then mankind, men and women, must be unalterable. I mean, if it's the unalterable good, then we must be the unchangeable evil. If it can't do evil, I mean, it can't alter itself and do evil, then we can't change ourselves to do good in the whole sense. In the individual sense, we can change, go into that incorruptible part of our soul, the immortal part of our soul that we talked about, and we can rise. But as a whole, that's what we are. Okay, here we go. We're almost done.
What is man? An unchangeable evil.
I said that.
If you perfectly remember these heads, you cannot forget those things which in more words I have largely expounded unto you.
Good job. Re-listen to it on your own, please. Good job. You just heard the heads. You heard the heads. Okay? And I know that's hard. Like I said, re-listen to it on your own. You have to probably re-listen to it a lot. It's okay. I will include the written version of this so you can follow every word. Look up the words that you don't understand so you can study it. But now you know the head of it all. And not just the head of it all, you know the heads of knowledge and wisdom now. And you can't forget it no matter how much you try to. It's in your unconscious. So once you leave here, you ain't got to try to remember, memorize it, or hope for it. It already got you. It got you now. All right? You will return. No need to fear when you die. You already got the heads of it. The rest of this series, like he just said, will be explaining this more to where you can even more understand it. All right. This is like an introduction, but it's what, I spent most of all of my adult life in the corporate office, right? And at a high corporate position, right? So in corporate, when we're, like I said, this is not nothing new to me. I'm used to speaking in front of hundreds of people in real life, right? So when we have to speak in front of the employees, of course, they always want me to speak. I don't know why. Well, you got a great voice. Us to have a great voice, we don't know what the fuck y'all talking about. But because me, I like to be detailed, as you can see, right? So they're like, Will, we want you to speak. We want you to be charismatic. We want you to be funny. Stay within HR regulations, but make sure you keep it at high level. That's the same thing as heads. So what they're saying is, don't get all down into the detail of all of that shit. Just talk on a high level, which means, hey, today we got a goal of this. We got a goal of that. We got a goal of this. We got some reminders. Remember, you need to come in on time. All you got is 3 days a year that you can not come in on time. And after that, it starts getting into write-ups. This, that. All right, everybody ready? We're having a great day. Boom. That's high level. Okay. When you have a regular meeting that's not high level, you're going into more details of why these goals are where they are, why you said what you said about people coming in on time. But if somebody got a question of why did he say something about people coming in on time and getting rolled up, their manager or somebody in management will further explain to them that we got a hike in people not coming here on time. But for the meantime, when I got fucking 100 people here, I just need to talk on a high level. All right, so that's what you just heard was a high-level part of the book. I hope that makes sense. We're wrapping it up.
Contents or abridgment of them. Avoid all conversation with the multitude or common people, for I would not have you subject to envy, much less to be ridiculous unto the multitude.
So some people will say that I'm ridiculous. Some people will get envious of me speaking something that's so high level. Right? That's so highly spiritual, right? Or that's so highly above. And there are the FBI watching this shit, the CIA watching this shit, the Homeland Security watching this shit, my G's watching it, my brother's watching this shit. Oh yeah. The heavens watching, like I told you, everybody's watching you. The dark ones are sitting there saying that I'm ridiculous right now. The dark beings are saying it. But what he's saying is, don't, when you understand the Corpus Hermeticum, don't be in a rush to go out here and tell people. Because Hermes, the teacher, the writer, doesn't want you to be ridiculous to the multitude. Because people are going to envy you. What makes you so special? How'd you find it? Da, 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 da. All right. And some people will think that you're ridiculous because it doesn't make sense to them. So that's one of the reasons why we keep it secret, which is sealed. It's called a hermetic seal. Hermetic seals are on most of your pipes and everything all around the world, because you can't let water leak out of them or anything like that. That's called sealed. That's why the Bible talks about 7 seals. Okay. All right. Here we go. We're wrapping it up.
For the like always takes to itself which is like.
Us.
But the unlike never agrees with the unlike.
Nope.
Such discourses of these have very few auditors.
Yep.
And peradventure very few will have.
Yep.
But they have something peculiar unto themselves.
We do.
They do rather sharpen and whet evil men to their maliciousness.
Right.
Therefore it behooves to avoid the multitude.
So, he just said books like this whets men and women into maliciousness, which means into evil. It makes them more evil. It's okay. He's about to explain why books like this make you more evil, why secret societies keep books like this secret. And if they do let it out in public, they monitor, like I said, they looking whoever the fuck speaking about it. Okay, and he's going to talk about it. When people know that everything is already ordained by fate, destiny, providence, then they know that this place is a place of corruption and evil. A lot of the times they just say, well, fuck it, I'm going to just be evil then. I'm going to just be corrupt since I'm in a place of corruption. How am I going to get in trouble for it? It's a place of corruption. I told you, a dog is a dog. A dog, you might put it down as a human and kill it because it keeps on biting people and won't be trained and acting outlandish, but that dog ain't getting punished in the afterlife. It was doing what a dog should do. But it didn't make it into being a household pet, an intelligent animal. You're a rational animal. Nothing is wrong if you go killing, stealing, and destroying. You are corruptible. But you call yourself woke. You say that you're on a spiritual path. So you're in good training to be a household human in the house of God, in the house of the heavens, without biting people and going all crazy and shit. So pass that training. But keep this a secret, because some people don't give a fuck about passing or failing. They just want a reason to do evil.
Take heed of them, not as understanding the virtue and power of the things that are said. What do you mean, O Father? This, O Son.
This.
The whole nature and composition of those living things called men is very prone to maliciousness, and is very familiar, and as it were nourished with them, and is therefore delighted with it. Now this wit, if it shall come to learn or know things that the world was once made, and all things are done according to providence or necessity, destiny or fate, bearing rule over all, will he not be much worse than himself, despising the whole because it was made?
Because it was made.
And if he may lay the cause of evil upon fate or destiny, he will never abstain from any evil work.
So, the son asked Hermes, why can't we tell people this shit? No, bro, no, because people keep on fucking asking me, why the fuck me and my brothers, let me not say me, my brothers and I, and these secret societies keep shit different. You see why now? Because if society and the masses learn books like this, you'll have more world wars on your hand. So we keep it secret, so people can be scared. But if they just go into what is secret, they'll see us ain't nothing to be scared about.
Wherefore, we must look warily to such kind of people.
Oh my God.
That being in ignorance, they may be less evil for fear of that which is hidden and kept secret.
I just said that. So you see now? You see what I've been saying for the last 8 years? Who told you you're not part of the secret society? Who told you you're not an Eastern Star and Mason or any of that shit? Who told you that? Well, fine. Now go tell them you initiated.
Chapter 2, Pomander.
Pomander, or who I call Pomander, that's going to be next. It is the mind. He calls himself the shepherd of mind. Shout out to the shepherd of Hermes. My name is Wormine. So we'll hear from the mind next. All right. That was just from the Father, the Son, right? Giving the heads so we can understand the rest of the book. This next series will be about what me and my girlfriend actually went through. Of course, she knows and loves Hermes Trismegistus as well. Like I say, this is for men in relationships, especially if you're a live streamer. Don't no girl want to sit around and hear about you talking all day about how much you know. And I mean, that could be from a live streamer, a basketball player, a music artist, whatever. If you're in public, and I don't give a fuck how much you are in public. I don't give a fuck if you're getting 10 views being on live, you in public. So when you're in public and you have a relationship, whether you're a boy relationship with a girl or a girl in relationship with a boy, remember, don't no boy want to sit here and listen to all the shit that you know about. But again, first, we're not going to talk about the other side of it. We're just going to talk about I'm talking to the man right now. Because men love to talk about themselves. The girl said, oh yeah, all he did was talk about himself all day. I just had to sit there and listen. Like, they don't want to listen to that shit. Now, you should have outlets to where they can be aware of the things that you know and all of that if you think it's important, but they don't want to sit down and listen to you talk about that shit. So I don't sit down and talk through. Like, my girl ain't never heard me break down this book, right? Remember, the girl has to be stimulated. Most men is like, oh no, why my girl don't want to be with me no more. Well, dummy, you ain't got nothing else to stimulate her. You didn't gave her everything that you got. Leave some stuff that can still keep her stimulated and attracted. She never heard me break down this book. She never heard me break down most of the books that I break down on live stream, so it's new to her. She never heard me speak like this before. She never heard me speak of that before. I don't bring her into Mason buildings or nothing like that. I keep things in the background so she can find out later on and still continue to be stimulated. I'm just saying, bro. Like, so thank y'all so much for watching. Thank you for watching through the years. I'm sorry that this went so long, but I'm not sorry. That was just the introduction. They had to go that long. The rest of them should be short. I'm about 99.9% sure that I'm back going live. Plus, we got 3 months till the big show. So they're going to be putting out their vibrations hard. Well, goddamn it, we coming and putting out our vibrations hard too. So let's go. Because believe me, we ready. We've been ready. We ready for all the dark they got to throw. So again, I will leave the written version in the comments. Okay, please read it on your own, study it on your own. I will leave the audiobook version in there too in the comments. Please listen to the audiobook version on your own. If I help you out, shit, listen to me over and over again, break it down. But please get this into your head, so that when your soul leaves, it has no question about, where it's going to go, And remember, this is the end of religion and piety. It is the end to it. Everything has an end in the beginning, right? That's mortal. So I stopped talking now. Y'all done had enough of my words. I hope everybody's had a great summer. I hope everybody's had a great start to the school year. Everybody that's in school. Please keep your eyes open. Of course, if the sky is clear. In a location of where you're at, keep your eyes open for the blue moon, full moon tonight. That'll be pretty. And it's not just a blue moon, it's a super moon. So super moons really affect me a lot because moons make waves on the water. So a super moon is going to make more waves on water, and your body is 70% water. So that's why you're wavy and your thoughts going all crazy and shit. We got a super moon coming, and we in the middle of a fucking Mercury retrograde with a super moon and a blue super moon. So it's a lot. So keep your head on straight. Focus on communication. Please drink as much water as you can. Keep your body as clear as you can, at least until the end of this retrograde. That's what you should do every retrograde. Let's continue to get better as humanity. Let's continue to get better as a society. Shout out to Hermes Trismegistus for being with my fucking mouth. And thank y'all so much for watching. All right. I love y'all so much. Like, again, let me put emphasis on that. Thank you so much for the people that watch me. It means more than you can imagine to me. Because a teacher is nothing without somebody listening. Or what they used to call it in Greek time, a speaker is nothing without a hearer. So I'm nothing without people to fucking hear what I got to say. So thank you so much. I don't give a fuck if it's only 10 people that watch the video. Thank you to the 10 people or whoever watched. So have a good Monday. Please have a great week. Here in Dallas, we got the hottest day of the summer today. So I'm about to go in the crib. I'm about to go in the crib and sit down in some fucking AC and stuff. And I love y'all so much. Shout out to my girlfriend and shit. Remember, everything come in twos. It takes two, baby. It takes two, baby. Me and you. Go, Will. It takes two. Shit. Sorry. I get turned. I'm leaving now. I'm getting out your ears so you can go ahead and get better. Whew. All right, here we go. I love y'all so much. I'll talk to y'all later, man. All right. Okay. My tongue coming out.